Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a wonderful week. It's been a great weekend. South Africa has delivered Brexit as far as the Rugby World Cup is concerned by winning the Rugby World Cup. Congratulations. But in overall, the both teams put up a great performance. It was a beautiful show to watch. Somebody said for the first time in a long time, the South African rand was stronger than the pound. But it was really beautiful to watch, and congratulations to both countries and to Japan for hosting such a beautiful World Cup. All right, so let's get started with market analysis. If you're watching the video for the first time, please make note of the timestamps. All the pairs that we're going to discuss in this video are timestamped. You can find that under the description of the videos. If you click on the Show More tab, you just click on Show Less there. If you click on the Show More tab, you will find the timestamps for all the pairs that we're going to discuss here today. All right, so as far as the video is concerned today, please try to watch as many pairs as possible. There are so many setups in the coming week, and there is also a lot to learn as well. And I'm going to be showing you a good example of how to forecast and how to trade, whether it is fundamentals, and I'm going to show you the trades that we took during the CAD news and how we actually did that. The only tool, as I always say, is use the technical charts. That is the only indicator of what's going to happen in the future. Otherwise, you will never know what's going to happen beforehand. So we rely on the technical charts, and that is always amazing to watch. You'll see as we do the trade recaps of the trades that we had taken just during and just before the CAD news last week. Very, very interesting. So try to watch as many setups as possible. Also of interest is USDJPY that we're going to look at, the silver and gold. So just try to watch as much of the video as you can, and please drop a like also for the video as well. I see a lot of people have been liking the videos, so please drop a like as well. All right, let's get started. So for my contact details, you will also find them under the under the description of the videos. Okay. No. So Double is asking if the rand was strong. That was just a joke. I was just joking. What that literally means was that South Africa was stronger than England during the Rugby World Cup. No, that's not what I'm fundamentally saying. Okay, all right. So as far as the contact details are concerned, you will find the contact details on my email. Not my email, on the description of the video. I'm still excited about the win yesterday. All right, so you'll find the contact details under the description of the video. That is my email address, my mobile number, which you can use via Telegram or WhatsApp. The Telegram channel, if you want live video links, live webinar links for these webinars, you'll find them on this channel. You can just join that channel, and you can also follow me on TradingView. So the last course of the year is going to be from the 11th to the 22nd of November. It's a 2-week course. For more detail on the course, for the price, the timing, and everything related to the course, send me an inquiry on this contact details, and I'll send you all the details. We don't really have time to go through everything, otherwise I would go through the course content with you, but it's easier for you to just drop a mail and just say you want to inquire about this. So even if you're not interested in taking the course now or this year, you can just make an inquiry so you can have information before you. All right. So let's now get into the trade recaps. Before that, so the videos are all recorded. The course is fully recorded. When you join, you get access to all the videos and access to our Slack group. Talking about our Slack group, let's go into the trade recaps and look at how we traded the CAD pairs. Now, this is, if you look at the videos last week, we have been focusing the CAD moves, especially on US dollar CAD. So Pandiv is asking about the course. For the course, send me an email or a mobile or contact me via my mobile, and you'll get all the details, not during the webinar. Now let's go into the trade recaps. Now go to the trade setups. It was amazing how we traded this. Let's start with the CAD pairs that we have been looking at in the week. Okay, so what you get in our group, we've got these trade setups. What you see here is a trade setup that was posted an hour and a half before the CAD news. If you guys are traders, you should know by now that what happened after the CAD news is that this one, US dollar CAD pushed up higher to that level. And I don't just put up the trade setups. We also have this all described in videos. Now, an hour and a half, we're doing this live, exactly an hour and a half before the news was released. And we said, this is going to push higher, and then we're going to get this trade. Now, this is how this has played out eventually. If you look at US dollar CAD, that was the setup. And this is how this has played out. Let's go have a look here. So this is how it eventually pushed higher. I wouldn't have known beforehand that you were going to get this spike to the upside, except for the technicals. Now, if you go back to all the videos in the last couple of weeks, we've been saying that US dollar CAD is going to push up higher, and it's going to reverse exactly around the blue box, and that is exactly what has happened. I didn't know when the news was going to be released exactly, but the chart was playing out exactly as we have been forecasting, regardless of what the news was. Now, another one, inch perfect, 100%, was US dollar CAD, also an hour and a half. We were live in our trading room, looking at this analysis, and we focused that this was going to get up to this level, and indeed it got up to that exact level, 180 pips. This is US dollar CAD. Let's go look at US dollar CAD. That was a forecast, and that is how that trade played out. Can you see that? Not just a couple of hours, and that 180 pips target was reached immediately. Very, very easy trading. Now that was US dollar CAD. Now CADJPY. Now you have to look at all the Sunday webinars. In the last couple of weeks, I have been saying, yes, this is going up, and there's no way that this is going to continue going higher. It has to drop at some point, and this was also an hour and a half before the CAD news was released, and this is exactly how this has played out. And let's have a look at how that has played out. This is CADJPY, and that is how it played out. Inch perfect. Inch perfect. This was when it was in progress. As it was going, it was making another correction. We could see that it was going to drop some more. There was an update, and then eventually a few pips shy of the target. I believe that this is still going to go lower, and this is how this one has played out. From forecasting during the Sunday webinars to entries that we discuss in our group, using our strategy, this is how we get these trades. Okay, now we're gonna look at this one as well. So now we have got all these setups in our group, and they don't just come as setups like that. You also have them described in videos. You'll see that this is the video that we were doing live just before the news started. And not that I trade news. I always say I don't trade news, I trade the charts. The news only assists to get the price to move quicker, so you can take advantage of the fast market move. So this is the daily videos that we do, Mondays to Thursday. You find that. So I'm going to share this quickly just for a few seconds, just so you can see how we do this. Let me just play this one for a few seconds. I want to share the sound, because I have to share the sound for you to hear. Computer sound. So that's it. So let's play that so you can see shortly. All right. Now, this is what we'll be looking at. We already have this as a flag, and I'll be looking for this to continue higher. Remember, we've been looking for this to push higher for the longest time. Okay, been looking for this to push higher for the longest time. Now you already have an impulse. Let me just make my things thicker here. You'll be looking for this to push higher. So whatever the news is going to come as, I'll be looking for this to push higher here. Let's put this on the 4-hour. Okay, so that was US dollar CAD. Now I'm going to move quickly because I can't show you the whole video. I just want to move to the next one, show you how it looked. We look at this. I want to go straight to, so you can see this is this one here is US dollar CAD. This was when we were doing US dollar CAD. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That is pound CAD. Let's go AUDCAD or EURCAD. EURCAD. Let's go to the one that we were interested in for the last couple of weeks. Now this is US dollar CAD. Here's a trade we were looking. This is CAD yen. Now this is one that we can now look at, because we've been looking for this to happen for some time. Let's have a look at the stock and the RSI. Okay, now this, I can't show you this because this is a special indicator that we use, very, very accurate indicator. Now, here's what I'm talking about by the difference between forecasting and trading. The Elliott Wave theory is a forecasting tool. Now, you also need to have a specific trading tool to trade that theory. And that is what we have. We've got a very powerful tool. I keep talking about the indicators that we use. The only indicators that lead the market, lead the price. So you almost never lose a trade you almost never lose a trade using that combination of those indicators and the Elliott Wave theory, looking at the sequence in the cycle. That's how we trade. Okay, so that's how we traded the CAD news. I don't necessarily trade the news. I just look at what the charts are giving me. Now let's have a look here at the rest of the pair. So it is not always 100%, guys. Sometimes you lose, but you want to be winning more than you are losing. So we also had a setup on Euro New Zealand. As you can see here, Euro New Zealand did not play out exactly as we wanted it to do. It has pushed up higher, but we will update this during the market analysis to see what the next direction is on New Zealand CAD. All right. Now, interestingly, also, there's a US dollar CAD that I have been looking at for the last couple of weeks. I want you to see something here as on this long-term analysis. This is US dollar JPY. US dollar JPY. You see that on the channels you find different traders trading these pairs. Now this is over 440 people that have attended the course that are looking at the market with the same eyes. So we both look at the market with the same eyes. Now look at US dollar JPY. We've been looking at US dollar JPY from when it was here. I said it was going to drop from here. Okay, I'm going to show you, I'm going to refer you to a video that you can go and watch. We said we're going to drop it, and this is over 200 pips, guys, because this is a daily chart. So this was over 200 pips. It pushed up higher. It pushed up higher, up to this level, and I said it's going to make a three-wave move, and you'll see that on the videos. Go watch those videos. I actually detailed the long-term view of this on US dollar JPY, and I'm going to refer you to the video. Look at the videos from the 24th to the 28th June. That was the focus that you see there on US dollar JPY. We said it was going to drop. It made a corrective structure. We sold it from there. It dropped here. It pushed up higher, and from here we got another trade to the upside, and I'm going to show you that trade just now. Okay, so 1, 2 moves that we've got already on US dollar JPY. Let's go back to trade setups and look at US dollar JPY and how we looked at it on the 4th of September. Okay, so this is the last one that I'm going to look at under trade setups. I have to look at it on trade setups. Now you see how well this is organized on Slack. It makes it so much easier. The traders that are interested in specific pair, you'll find them in the same group, and that is the beauty of this trading room. Okay, so let's go to US dollar JPY so I can show you that forecast and the trades. Let's go right up. Let's go to September. We'll see that in September. We'll find that just now. There we go. So you see that was the setup. Remember, this was the first trade that we took from there. Let me make that bigger. It was the one that we took from right at the top. Dropped all of these pips to the downside. Now, when this made another setup here, we said this was going to guide to this level. Yes, it pushed up higher, made a deeper corrective structure here, and then pushed up higher. And now it has reached this level exactly, and you'll see that it is starting to reverse now. Now let's go and look at how that has played out. So I can just show you that. I was looking at that this morning. this is when it was in progress, it has pushed up high. Now this is the trade now from here. Now everything that you saw on the weekly was forecasting. The trade is this one. The trade is this one. The rest is forecasting. These are the trades that we have to take using that indicator plus the sequence and the structure as well. So now this is how US dollar JPY played out eventually. You see from when we took the trade here, yes, we had a deeper corrective structure here. We had a deeper corrective structure here, but eventually this is where it ended, and we are now starting to drop here. Exactly inch perfect. This is exactly where US dollar JPY is reversing. All right, so that's what we're looking at on US dollar JPY. And now I'm gonna go back to, we're gonna start with our market analysis, and we're gonna start with the cryptocurrencies. All right. All right, so that is how we traded US dollar JPY and how we looked at the markets and how they are all playing out. So this method is very powerful. So it's not just a matter of understanding the Elliott Wave theory, because most people understand that that's the easy part, but the challenging part is the actual trading of the market. All right, so let's get started with market analysis. We're gonna start with Bitcoin, the cryptocurrencies. Let's start. Bitcoin is one of the pairs that we've traded from right at the top here. I'm going to go to the 4-hour. So Bitcoin, we traded it from right at the top. We said it was going to go into the blue box. This is exactly what has happened. It has now pushed up higher with an impulsive move from the blue box, powerful blue box. It has made a move here, and now we want to understand what is going on with this. Is it going to correct and continue higher? So let's have a look at that corrective structure. I'm going to zoom into the 4-hour here. Now this is my expectation with Bitcoin. We have got a pulsing move here up from the blue box. Now it has made a move, a sharp move back, and that is not a corrective move. That's a sharp move back. So what do we expect? I'm expecting that this is going to be a complex correction like this, 1, 2, 3 here. And we're going to have another red continuing to the downside like that. From there, we should have continuation to the upside if this correction is going sideways. But now the immediate move that we're going to be looking at is this one here. So this is an ABC move in red. Unfortunately, that is almost in one spike. So that is an A down. It spiked up in yellow, spiking back in red. A, B, C move here. And then we'll expect to see some continuation move to the upside. For now, we are looking at this internal move, which looks like an impulse correction, and we're going to be looking for the impulse. Now let's go in here. We are looking at this as a 3 down, 3 back, and 3 down, and we're going to be looking at this. That is the green degree that I've shown you. It is this one here. That's the green degree, and we'll be looking for this red to continue. So this is the red I showed you from the top there. Let me draw it with a straight line so it can be clear. Have to isolate it from the up spike, so something like this. So this can even push a little bit higher than this. Then we'll expect this move, original move, the main swing, to continue from there. So let's see. So the next immediate trade that you're looking at is for this one to come down here and break the previous low here on Bitcoin. So it's still going to be sideways, nothing much to trade here. So let's strike that corrective structure. All right. Thank you. Right, so the ad was disturbing there. All right, so let's continue. So that is Bitcoin, and that is what we're expecting. Look for this to the downside. That's not even a trade to look at. We'll be looking for this to just drop here and continue back up here. All right, so that is Bitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, we actually had a trade from here. We had a trade from here, targeting this level. I can show you this one from trade setups. It has not gone all the way to target. Let's go back. Let's go to Ethereum. It's one of the latest trades that we looked at in the week. This was Ethereum. It has dropped a few pips here and now it started going sideways here. Now let's have a look what's that move gonna do on Ethereum. So Ethereum, let me see if there's an update there. There's no update. Let's look at the price. current price. This is what we expected. There was the trade, came down here, and I just started going sideways here like that. So what is the expectation? We expect that it's going to drop like Bitcoin, just to come and take the previous low here, push back up, down, and then continue higher. So we don't necessarily trade during the corrective structure, especially in the lower degrees. If it was a daily, then you can trade the short moves to the downside. But if this is a 4 hour and the 1 hour, so this is quite short moves, and you don't really have a good risk to reward ratio here. So you look for this to just complete the structures. Then you can maybe look at trading this and looking at trading this and that, because you only want to trade the sharp moves, the impulse moves. You don't want to be trading sideways market. That is the Ethereum, and that is what we're expecting. Litecoin, we also want it to drop slightly. This one has already made 3 down, 3 back. Expect this 3 down here. We also have here, let me switch off all those lines so you can see clearly. We also have this that swing that went together with the sharp Bitcoin move. And now I'm going to look at this one as a move back in green. As the move back in green, that is your yellow still. And we'll be looking for this. What is the current immediate move? We're looking for this to come down here, take the low here, right? So that will complete that yellow degree like that. Now from the yellow degree, we'll expect this to come back in green again. So that will be A, B, C. And in the yellow, you'll have also a lower degree, A, B, C. This is a lower degree, even if it's the same color or the same letters. Just note that it's a lower degree than that. And then here, you're gonna have, in this degree, you're gonna have W, X, Y. It's a different structure. So expect a 3-wave move here, completing this Y move here. So that's what you're gonna be looking at for this to drop. And then we'll look for this to continue higher like that. That's the structure that we're gonna be expecting here. But what we're essentially looking for is to trade this move, and the main one we were looking for is the impulsive move to the upside. You can see the similar structures you have on Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Ripple. So Ripple also, we'll be looking for this to come down. So let me just switch on here, show what we looked at here. So Ripple, I expected this one to come and take from the bottom here. Let's have a look at what is happening here. Well, let's switch off and see what Ripple is doing. So we've got a 3-wave move there. Ripple can do that. It can do this and give us a structure like this. Okay, so let's see if it's gonna do this and then push higher like the rest of the pairs. So this is just gonna be one sideways corrective structure. We just have to track this on Ripple. Okay, so the cryptos are gonna go sideways for now, so there isn't really much impulse to expect in the next coming sessions. So wait for this to complete and then start looking for the trades. That is the cryptocurrencies for this week. So now let's have a look at the indices. The indices are so easy and they're playing out inch perfect to how we analyze them. Now let's have a look at S&P 500. S&P 500, as it was going up here in the last couple of sessions, I said this is a motive wave. It should pull back, which you see that is the pullback here, and then just going to continue pushing higher. Now, why do I want S&P 500 to push higher? It's the same thing I've been showing week in and week out, that we are looking at the diagonal in wave 5, and we're looking for price now to go to the upper boundary of the diagonal. We're looking for price to go to the upper boundary of this diagonal. That is why we have been saying that you need to keep buying. You need to keep buying, but this move is not going to last. It's pushing higher now. Obviously, it's coming down with strong divergence. At some point, we will get this move to correct. Okay, even if this move does not come from current levels, even if we can get this first, and then this will be the last wave 5, then we'll just move this one to be the wave 5. Then it will complete the diagonal, and then we'll start getting this. But for now, you're just trading these back to the top of the diagonal, to the boundary. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on S&P 500. You'll see that the Dow and the Nasdaq have got the exact same structure. Let me go back to the lower time frame, to the 4-hour. Now on the 4-hour, you just you keep getting corrective structures. for upside. Every time it makes three-wave moves like this, it's an opportunity to buy. A corrective structure like this is an opportunity to buy. Maybe a little bit risky now because we're getting up to, we're getting very close to the top boundary. Okay, so the indices, they keep pushing higher, but eventually those moves are gonna start correcting. Let's look at the NASDAQ, at the Dow first. You can see the Dow. We spoke about the Dow. Remember last week the S&P 500 was still doing this, and the Dow had pulled back and said this one has already made a corrective structure. It's going to keep pushing higher. Okay, we wanted to get a pull back on the S&P 500, which we got just after this, and pushed up higher, and that's how we're trading this. We're trading it to the upside like that. Okay, all right, so that is how we're looking at the Dow. And now let's have a look at the S&P 500. Okay, before we, not the S&P 500, at the NASDAQ. So this will keep pushing higher. It will keep pushing higher. Okay, so there are people that are asking for other pairs, guys. So that's why you're putting me off there. So if you're sending something, let it be about this webinar and the current and the prices that we and the market that we look at during the webinar. I'm not going to look at any additional pairs other than what we look at on a weekly basis. If there's any additional pairs, we'll add them in after we've consulted and if it's necessary. But for now, we'll look at this exact pairs that we're looking at. Okay, so don't send anything on the chat box unless it is a question or unless there is something that is not clear that I'm doing currently. No new pairs. We're not looking at any new pairs. We're going to look at all this that we have here currently. All right, so let's continue. The Dow, you can see it's also in the same diagonal pattern, and we are looking for this to keep pushing higher. It's the same structure as the S&P 500. It's a 1 there, it's a 2 there. This can be a 3, or the 3 can be this move here. The 3 can be all of this move. The 3, remember, in a diagonal, your wave 3 can be in your wave 3 can be in 3 waves like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see here. This is your wave 1. This will be your 2 pullback. This could be your 3. You can get a 4 and then a 5. So that's why I'm saying this can be a wave. Okay, let's just put up a 2 in yellow here. This can be a wave 3, the sharp one here, or the wave 3 can be the whole diagonal 3 waves. So we're looking at this. I'm looking at this to be the wave 3. Let's change the degree there. It should be the wave 3 in yellow. And if it is in yellow, yes, we're going to come back down here, but it will be to come back in and eventually complete the wave 5. Then we will expect the bigger correction to happen from on the Dow and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Right, now let's look at the UK 100. UK 100. The structure on the UK 100 is similar to US dollar CHF, and I'll show you why I'm saying similar. When you look at this structure, it looks like a 1, 2, 3 wave move that is supposed to continue because of this correction, but we've seen this reverse at this level, so it does not have to be equal legs. So we're looking at this as a 3 wave move, 1, 2, 3. Now this could have ended here and we're starting the correction here. Where have we seen this before? We've seen this do this, and this one fails to break up like that. That was the analysis. If you remember last week's analysis on US dollar CHF, I wanted this one. We had a similar structure like this where we had this 3 wave pullback here, and we expected this one to continue higher. But we know that it does not move, the market does not move in that much of a straight line. So this one had to have a bigger corrective structure. So we're expecting that UK 100 should pull back before pushing higher and giving us this structure. Now let me show you exactly how that has happened on US dollar CHF. We're not doing US dollar CHF yet. I'm just showing you the similarity with the current structure on UK 100. So US dollar CHF, this is what it looked like last week. Last week on US dollar CHF, let's just cut it out there. Last week on US dollar CHF, we were there. Let's cut it out there. That is where we were on US dollar CHF. you can see that you would have expected that USDCHF does this 1, 2, 3 back and push up higher like this, but you can see this will have been a very sharp move, and the market does not move that sharply like that. So that's why I said it can only happen if we get a corrective structure. Even if we did get a corrective structure, that move was only going to end here and come back down. Now what has happened, we've actually moved down here, and we're going to look at this, and this one has moved down there. When we did the analysis looking at the interest rate, the US dollar USD interest rate in the week, I expected this to do this, go lower and push higher, because I thought the euro may drop slightly. So that's why I was forcing the down move here. Okay, so you can see that we need to focus on the structure, not what our gut tells us. The market is always right. Okay, so we have to adjust. Let's go back to UK 100. So UK 100, that's the reason why I'm not expecting it to break out of the structure. I'm expecting it to pull back. I'm expecting it to pull back at current levels. It won't go up here and break the structure. That is UK 100. Let's look now at the DAX. Now the DAX, also similar structure, something that we've seen before. Now, where have you seen before? Where have you seen this before? You should have seen this. Everybody should be screaming, I've seen this just now. When you started the webinar, we looked at CADJPY and we saw a structure that was like this, and this, as it was pushing higher, I've been saying CADJPY is not going to go all the way up, it's going to come back down. Now you can see the exact same structure on the DAX as what happened on CADJPY. Let me show you the structure once again. CADJPY, see what we mean by that. Is exactly what is happening. Now this is a pattern. Pattern means repeat. In all likelihood, that structure on the DAX will play out, and you're going to get that to drop. Same way you got this CADJPY to drop. Whether it's a news event, whatever it is, we just trade the charts. Okay, so let's go back to the DAX. We're not doing this yet. I'm just referring you to the structures. That's why I said you must watch as much of the video as possible, because there's a lot of opportunities in the next coming sessions. Looks like the Christmas rally is coming early. Let's go back to the DAX. So that's what we go expecting on the DAX. Keep pushing higher, but eventually we should get this to drop. You'll see there is divergence on the RSI. Already this has been making higher highs. This is already making higher highs, lower lows, lower highs. My apologies. So that's why we're expecting this to drop. And it's not just about the divergence alone. Look at the overall structure. Look at the overall structure. You've got divergence here, you've got divergence for this one. This bigger structure is a expanding flat. Remember how we looked at this expanding flat and said this was going to push higher? That is exactly what we got. Now you just want this to push one up and then drop. That's why even if it's going, this up is going up like this, we know that eventually it's going to do this. Okay, so that's what we're expecting. But as far as trading is concerned, that you need that powerful tool that I'm referring to, the indicators that we use in our group. Unfortunately, we don't discuss that here. That is for our group. So that is the DAX, the NIKKEI. What do you see? Again, you see familiar patterns. You see 1, 2, 3 there. We traded this one to the downside, expected it to push high. It has. Now what is happening? You've got a move to the upside. You've got a 3-wave pullback. What is happening now? You've got this pushing higher. Now all you want here is for this to give you one more move to the upside and then drop. Not necessarily drop, even if it's 3-wave pullback, and this 3-wave pullback can be traded as well. And eventually you can get a big move like this, a WXY move here, where you get something like this here. And this one becomes your 3-wave, your first 3-wave down, your 3-wave pull, not in that degree in red, your 3 up here, and your 3 back here, and it becomes one big corrective structure. You see. Okay, but for now, we're just looking for this to push higher and drop. Even if that drop is a pullback, you look to trade it because it may be a significant move to the downside. Very clear structures this week. NIFTY, that's the last one here of the indices, the NIFTY. NIFTY, we're still playing out the running flat. That is the running flat on the NIFTY. We're still looking at it as that, still pushing up higher. Now this one should break the top here. Even if it breaks the top, we should get continuation and maybe another one to the upside and back. But that's long-term view. For now, just look for continuation with the rest of the indices. Continuation to the upside. 1 hour corrections, you can take it up. Be careful here now, because that we may get a pullback, and not that because it's not because of that being a support or resistant levels. We don't trade that. We trade the structure, and the structure here is telling me 1, 2. The 3 wave could be here, and we could start getting the 3 wave back from that level and then still push higher. Okay, so that is the NIFTY, and that is how we're looking at the indices this week. They are straightforward, easy money on the indices. Now let's go into the major pairs. Let's go to the majors. Start with the Euro US dollar. Euro US dollar. Let's go to the daily. What have we been looking at on Euro US dollar for the last 400 days? For the last 400 days on Euro US dollar, I've been looking at this diagonal. We've been looking at this diagonal from June of 2017. That's when the diagonal started. We've been looking for Euro US dollar to get out of this diagonal and give us a corrective structure. That will get into the 50% of this move. 50 to 61% of this move. Now we've started this move to the upside. Looks like we have started that move that we have been looking at for the last couple of months. Right, so we've got that now. Is this now going to continue and we're going to get to the 50% of that? It's not going to go in a straight line as I've shown. If you look at the videos, I was looking at this this morning, and it's easy to track. Go to 24, 28 June and look at how we looked at Euro US dollar. You'll see that we've been looking at the same thing. So this was Euro US dollar 24. This is the recent one after we got the corrective structure. I said look for a deeper correction, and that is what has happened before we get the move to the upside. Let's look at that deeper correction. Euro US dollar 4 hour. Do yourself a favor and track this back, because that's how you're going to learn how we look at the market if you cannot afford the cost. Well, if you can afford the cost, it's easier to just join us and learn. But if you can't, then watch these videos as much as you can, grasp as much as you can. But obviously, you will not be a pro just looking at the videos, because there are a lot of principles that you have to go through in order to understand how to analyze this properly. Now, we said this needs to be a deeper corrective structure. Okay, for the last couple of months we've been looking for this to happen now. Yes, last week I said expect a pullback in 3 waves. I wanted something like this, and I said there are 2 ways that in which this can play out. If this is all the correction, this one will just go like that. But otherwise, if this gives you a sell setup, which didn't happen, you're gonna get this move. So you can see you didn't get the sell setup. Instead, you got a move to the upside, and that came with the news. With the news, you got this move down here, and then it pushed up higher. Now you start looking for upside. The move to the upside is sharp. The move to the upside is sharp, and we look at this as a corrective structure. A break above this opens up further upside on Euro US dollar. You've got a 3-wave move here. Although there is this possibility for this to reverse from current levels and give us this flat here, I'm not really looking for that. But if it does happen, then you should still be able to catch it. But I will be looking for this to keep pushing higher. And after that up move, we should get an even deeper correction, bigger than this one now, that will then take it up. That's how we're looking at Euro. Okay, so correction here currently. Watch this on the 1 hour for upside. US dollar CAD. Now let's start with pound US dollar. Now pound US dollar, this trade had confirmed all our all our, let me just check here, all our confirmations, everything that we looked at as far as confirmation is concerned. But I said to the group, it does not give me a good feeling because it looks like it does not have volume. This was when it was closing out here, and I said, I'm not interested in taking it. Yes, it has moved up here, but you don't have to take every trade, even though the strategy is telling you. But this one, I take trades that gives me a very good feeling when my gut is telling me that this is definitely going to go. Yes, the strategy had confirmed, all the boxes were ticked, and this one has now moved up here. So it's clear that the strategy, it works over my emotions. So it should be more, you should look at the strategy more than you do your emotions. But at the same time, you should also follow your gut on the trades that are confirming. So that's pound US dollar. It is going up like that. So what do we expect? I expect this to come up to this level, maybe push lower, retest the low here, and continue higher again. Okay, so the pound pairs are a bit tricky. You'll see as we run through all the pound pairs, because some are confirming downside and some are confirming one upside before coming down. So we'll look at the rest of the pound pairs after the US dollar pairs. Let's look at US dollar CAD now. We already looked at US dollar CAD during the trade setups. We eventually got this, which we were looking for. All the videos were indicating that, and then we got a boom move to the upside. Now you're looking at this corrective structure. Is this the corrective structure? Are we going to get one more up? Let's have a look in the lower degree. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what we're getting there. Now on the 1 hour, it looks like we've got a clear 3 back, 3 up, and an impulsive move to the downside. And that tells you that this is an ABC move. ABC move, a single flat correction. A single flat correction. Can this one then continue higher like that? Then we will have 3 up, 3 back, and 3 up. So let's track this and see how this goes here. No new trade until you get an impulsive move here like that. So that impulse does not even have to go all the way. If it does that and corrects here like that, you'll be looking for this. That is US dollar CAD. US dollar CHF. US dollar CHF, you're looking for these to continue lower. That is the one that I showed you. Similarity with UK 100. Let's go to the 4 hour. Look at the 4 hour on US dollar CHF, similar to UK 100. This is what I showed you. One up, one back, like that. This structurally should have just gone like this. But that is the mistake that most people make. You just learn the structures and you think they're going to play out like that. Practically, you have to be practical about how the market moves. It does not move in a straight line. That's why this one did not break there, and it is making a different structure here. That's why this has reversed from here. Now you're going to expect to get a corrective structure here and continue lower. Now continuing lower on US dollar CHF means higher on Euro US dollar. So we'll wait for this correction on CHF. If it breaks to the low downside, then your euro should continue pushing higher. All right, so that is US dollar CHF. This corrective structure is immature now. It has not confirmed yet. Wait for it to be mature, then you can look for this to go down. Now, even if it goes down, it may not go all the way. It may give you this structure again and then down. So track it. Audi US dollar. Let's look at Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar, we could potentially here be looking for a reversal. Now that we've got a 3 move to the upside, a 3 move back, and then move to the upside. Now we need to see what's going to happen here. Are we getting a sell set up here at these levels? We need to get a confirmation. We need to get a pulse move and a correction, and the structure should confirm that. Let's have a look on the 1 hour, what we're getting at the top there. We already have that pulse move and a correction, but that's not the only thing that we look at. We look for this one to start dropping, because this can make a move here like that and then drop with divergence. So let's see here if we get confirmation. This one breaking lower here. This is 3 down, this is 3 up. Can this one make a move and we start reversal from current levels? Why do we expect reversal? That's because a higher degree we are seeing a zigzag, a higher zigzag, or rather a regular flat. We're seeing a regular flat there. We're seeing a regular flat on the higher degree structure. That's why we're expecting that this could start reversing from current levels. And this is how we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look for this to break lower than this and start correcting, and then we go down. If it starts going down, it will even break lower than this. So let's track that one. New Zealand US dollar. Similarly, we have broken up here. Should come with divergence on the RSI. You can see there is divergence there, has made a new high. The RSI has made a new lower high. Okay, so that means this is not going to go forever. This one should come back down, should pull back. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. But that 5-wave move, let's have a look here. So we should be getting this one to pull back here. Let's get this one to pull back here. I'm looking at this as a 3-wave move to the upside. This one could be another 3-wave back. So that's why we're expecting that we're going to have this trade here. Then that will make WX and possibly a Y to the upside. For now, let's have a look in the lower degree what we're getting here. You don't have a setup as yet. Your setup will come when you've got this coming down and doing this, and we've got a confirmation with the RSI and the stock RSI that we use. Okay, so that is New Zealand. Wait for that to keep, it will keep crawling here like CAD yen, and then eventually we will drop. We'll get that trade the same way we did with CAD yen. That is New Zealand US dollar, US dollar ZAR. Now US dollar ZAR, I just want to hide the video panel there. Now US dollar ZAR, let's have a look where it has made an interesting move. We're on the 4-hour here. So US dollar ZAR, I expected this to come and break the low and give us a deeper corrective structure. So that deeper corrective structure made an impulse. So when it made that impulse, that meant this was a corrective structure, and then we're going to continue to the upside. Correction, look for upside. I'm going to go to the daily so you can see the overall structure that we'll be looking at now on US dollar ZAR. So you've got a move down in 3 waves. You've got a move here, and that 3-wave move may not be complete. So that's why we're expecting that this could be the flat correction that completes this 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there, and 1, 2, 3 there. Here, I'm going to clutter the chart. You've got a 3-wave move here all around. On all the yellows, you've got 3-wave moves. You've got 3-wave moves. You've got 3-wave moves. You've got 3-wave moves all around. So you can see that the one move that is missing is this one that should come and take the top here. Then that will complete the 3 down, 3 up, and then we'll expect the US dollar ZAR to come down here. For now, you're looking for the upside here, correction. Look to go break the top, and then come down and then up. That is the overall structure on US dollar ZAR. Right, now let's run through the yen pairs. Pound yen. Now pound yen, I'm going to look at the 1 hour. We're still in that big pulsing move to the upside. And look at the 1 hour. Pound yen looks like it is still within the corrective structure here. We've made a 3-wave move to the downside. We've made a 3-wave move up. Can it make another 3-wave move down like this? I don't think this is the reversal, because you see here we've got 3 down, you've got 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2. Expect the 3rd wave to do this, and then continuation to the upside. Then this will be a WXY structure, corrective structure, a double correction, and then this will result in the move to the upside. I'm not looking for this one, but if it gives you a setup, and if you're a short-term trader, you can take this one targeting this level. But I'm looking for this one after the pullback. That is pound yen. US dollar yen, I showed you that it was going to make one more up last week. Last week we showed you this move. Let's go for hour. Okay, so I have shown you the higher degree on USDJPY in the beginning, and yes, last week we were here correcting here. I said we're going to get one more up with divergence and it's going to start dropping, and that is what you have. Now on USDJPY, you've got your three waves. You've got your pulsing move down. This is not a reversal. You're looking for a correction to at least go back to the 50% of this, the same way that CAD yen has done. So expect correction and then move to the downside. Now you need to wait for this to complete. Let's get this one like this. So it's going to be a very interesting setup, especially if you get a corrective structure here, because then this will continue lower. Look out for the higher degree, higher time frame analysis from around July on USDJPY. I did this for 3 or 4 consecutive weeks, showing how it was going to drop, and then we're going to get all this move. I showed you this on trade recaps as well. Now let's look at the rest of the yen pairs that I discussed last week, that they have made 3-wave moves. I said they've made 3-wave moves, and I'm expecting them to make one up and then drop. Okay, all of them, right? 1, 2, 3 on euro. Euro was doing this last week. It had already made this 3-wave move. I expected it was going to make a 3-wave move and then drop like that. Okay, I'm still expecting the same thing. 1, 2, 3, a pullback, a move back, and a move back, and then continue lower. Now, which move does this remind you? Let me show you again. From last week's video, that pattern that you saw on Bitcoin, that move is similar to this. You've got a 3-wave move down. I like to do it with the same color so that every time I do it, you remember which one it is. So it's 3-wave move down in yellow, 3-wave pullback in red, and purple down and back, purple down, not that color, purple down and back. Then from there, expect euro yen to do this. And euro yen, higher degree, we expect it to go down. I'll show you next week why we expect euro to go down in the higher degree. So that should be, in terms, the relationship between this pattern and the Elliott wave structure is that this is a WXY structure. So this should come essentially down in 3 waves. Right, so that is the euro yen. Expect that this is not going to go all the way, although there's a possibility to look at this as a 3 down, 3 up, and this, and then looking at this as an A, B, C, and then a continuation to the upside. That's a possibility, but I'm not considering that. I'm considering this to come down. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking for. CHFJPY, the same move. You see this has made the same move, 3 down, pull back, and now we're looking for this one. This could make a different structure here. You can come there, go retest the top, come back down, and then push higher. Then this will be a WXY structure. So this one can be a little bit complex. Let's just dissect it a bit. So this will be your internal X degree here, and this will be your W, this will be your X and your Y. So this will be your 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 that you expect, and then a continuation here like that. A bit complicated, but don't worry so much about that. So just look at these two, push a little bit higher. Should be pulled by the euro as well, just to go take that top there. That is CHFJPY, AUD yen. AUD yen, one of those that are expected to make a pullback and drop. Is this now the pullback? Are we ready to drop? Let's have a look here. Almost ready to drop. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Wait for this structure to close lower here. But as far as downside is concerned, we are looking for that move. So let's have a look on the 4-hour. You can see that it's pushing higher. It's also similar to CAD yen. You can see it's going up like that. It's a move up, it's a move back, it's going up like that. Eventually this should drop like US dollar CAD did. And that's how we're going to be looking at that. All right, very clear setups on the yen pairs. Let's look at New Zealand yen as well. New Zealand yen, I also expected that it was going to give us a three-wave move. I didn't expect it to go retest the top. It almost retested the top. So we'll be looking for this one to drop. Will it drop all the way, or will it give us one more up? I'm expecting that all the yen pairs are going to reverse and give us the structure similar to CAD yen. But if you look at this one, it's a little bit short. 1, 2, 3. May want to do this first before it comes down. And when it does this, it normally goes up with divergence and then drops like that. So keep an eye on this one. Basically, keep an eye on all the yen pairs. Like CAD yen, we already looked at this one during trade setups. You saw this is what I keep referring the rest of the pairs to, that this kept pushing higher like this, but we could see there was no momentum and it was eventually going to drop. That is what has happened. I'm still expecting more downside, correct, and then more downside on CAD yen. We're going to look for another entry here on CAD yen for further downside. Silver and gold. Silver and gold, I showed you two structures. Again, we referred to the Bitcoin structure that is similar to, let's start with gold. And gold, we had a trade here. I'll show you where the trade is, and I'll show you on trade setups that we took live. That one confirmed while we were live on the webinar, on the daily webinar. Gold was here when we were live on the webinar, just before the CAD news, and it had already ticked all the boxes for a trade, and it made a move to the downside here. It did not reach the full target. We wanted it to come down here, and I'll show you now why we wanted it to come there. Let's go look at that trade setup on gold and how we wanted it to play out. Let's see, where's gold? This one confirmed live on the webinar. There you go. We were live. This one was ready. You can see that's already confirmed, and then we wanted it to go all the way. It only got up to this level and reversed. And there's a reason why we wanted it to get to this level. Reversing does not change the structure one bit. Let's go back for hour. Now gold on the 4 hour. What structure did we expect? Remember I said gold has got a similar structure to that of Bitcoin. So this was the analysis last week. I said 1, 2, 3 down. Let's do it in yellow and the familiar colors. It's 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. It's a pullback in red, but this red, let's do it in another degree. This red, I expected it to do this 1, 2, 3. This is why we traded this one coming down. I wanted it to take here and push higher. I did this last week. You can go watch the video, and we wanted to do this. Now, this is the current move to the upside on gold is this one. So we'll be expecting this one to keep correcting and keep pushing higher like that. Then it will confirm that red, complete that red pullback. Then we expect 1, 2. What do we expect after that? Our familiar pattern downside. But what does that mean? That will be a WXY structure. We'll be looking for this to come down. And then that will be a whole corrective structure. Now, where are we? We are here. Let's go there on the 1 hour. 1 hour. Now, on the 1 hour, you'll be looking for a trade here. You need to get a proper corrective structure. For now, it has not given you anything. Okay, you need to get a corrective structure on the 1 hour like that for continuation to the upside. That is gold, silver. Silver on the 4 hour. I was waiting for a trade. I'm still waiting for this. Let's show this here. Because my setup on silver is like this, is that after this corrective structure, I want this to go like that. Why do I want it to do that? I want it to give me 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. But as you can see here, this looks like it's going to give us a double, it may give us a double correction. We're still going to make a move to the upside, and then I'm going to expect a drop. Let's clear all of this so this structure can be clear. Something on the chat box, let's see. You can hide the video from your side. From my side, all the videos are disabled, so you won't see them on the video. Okay, so everybody who's got a video on, please switch them off. But you can also disable it from your platform. Right, so this is what you're going to look at on silver. We're going to get one more up. Even if it does this and go up, eventually the trade that I'm looking for is when this corrective structure completes to the downside. So this can be a WXY, XZ structure and then drop. Let me show you. Let's label it. Three-wave moves to the upside, three-wave move to the back, three-wave move to the upside, three-wave moves to the back, and three-wave move to the upside. And it drops and give you a similar structure to this. That's how we're looking at silver. For now, we're not trading. If you are a short-term trader, you can trade from here to here, but the risk-reward ratio is not very good. So we're waiting for the move to the downside. That is silver and gold. Now let's run through the pound pairs. Pound pairs are a bit tricky. Now if you look at this one, it's interesting. Looks like you've got a triangle, but that triangle can change very quickly. What do I mean by that? You've got this move to the upside here. The triangle starts with a move back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count there inside, you've got 5 waves. Now, if this drops here, you may think this one is coming down, but it will just be making a 3-wave move. So let's switch this off. You can get a structure like this: 1, 2, correction, 3, and this continues to the upside, and that triangle just becomes a B wave. And not even a triangle, but rather a 3-wave structure like this. This can become a 3-wave structure like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, correction, 2, and then we continue higher. So you may be getting a slight move to the downside on the pound pairs, but doesn't look like that is the reversal. Still going to continue higher. That is pound chief. Let's look at pound Audi. Pound Audi also may give us correction here, give us a move back down here, and a move up, and then here, and then continue higher. So we're just looking at this corrective structure on pound Audi. It may continue higher again. So what is the next move here? You just wait for this correction on the 1 hour to come back down, up, and then upside. Now, if you look at this one, this is a WXY XZ structure on pound Audi. Let's show you the structure. See if I've marked it. I didn't. Now this is 3-wave move to the downside, 3 waves back, 3 waves to the downside, possible 3 waves back. That is the forecast, and then a move to the upside. That will be a WXY XZ structure, and then continue to the upside. Right, that is pound Audi, pound New Zealand. So pound New Zealand also, you see there's a 3-wave move down, there's a 3-wave pullback, so this can make a 3-wave move down here and then continue higher after this 3-wave pullback. Let's switch this off here so it can be clear. Don't want it to be cluttered with all these lines. That's what you'll be looking for on pound New Zealand. Continuation down here. You can see it's not going down aggressively, it should push back up. Can even do this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, and you get a structure like that. So 3 down, 3 back, and 3 down, and then that. So the pound pairs are pulling back currently, possibility of one more up. Pound CAD, this one pushed up higher with the CAD pairs. We forecasted that this was going to break out of this 3-wave correction and push back to this level. Is it going to retest here and continue higher? We'll see how that goes. So if all the pound pairs are dropping, this one should drop with them back to this level and continue higher. That is pound CAD, and that concludes all the pound pairs. Let's start with let's do the euros. Now, looking at the euros, euro pound, you see the pullback we're speaking about on the pairs with the base, pound as a base currency. We're talking about a push lower, so you can see that's going to be a clear push to the upside on euro pound. So that's telling you there's going to be short-term weakness on the pound. That could be a 3-wave pullback that's indicated on the other pound pairs, and that will continue lower like this. So the next move here is this. Let's check here if we've got, actually looks pretty good for upside. It can be more than what it looks like here. Keep an eye on that. Euro pound. EURCHF. Now EURCHF, we saw how this one has made this impulsive move and a correction here. Will continue lower back to this level. So euro is going to come to this level. Is it going to continue higher? That we'll see if we get an indication here at that level. Euro New Zealand. Now Euro New Zealand, there's a possibility for this to go retest the top here after making 1, 2, 3, and then it starts dropping like that. Initially, we wanted this to be a 1, a 2, and a 3, and then push higher. But as I indicated, the last 2 weeks, this one has now been going up in 3 waves, so it was not going to go all the way. You don't get a 3-wave move going all the way like an impulse. That's why we expected that it was going to drop like that. So let's see if we're going to get another structure here. You already have a 3-wave move down here, and you can get another 3-wave move to the upside. And that 3-wave move is not going to make it to the all the way up. It's going to reverse like that. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Euro Audi. Euro Audi doing the opposite of what the Euro New Zealand is doing for a change. This one should keep going lower, test there, and make this corrective structure and continue lower. EURCAD. EURCAD is the one that we forecasted in the beginning. You saw how we traded this one from here to the inch perfect. Now this could have made a regular flat like that, and from here we could be starting a move to the downside. So let's see. Well, let's see if we're gonna have a complete corrective structure here and a confirmation for downside. It's gonna be an interesting one. Also, you need to watch these cross pairs because they also have very nice opportunities. Let's go to the crosses. AUDJPY. AUDJPY has made this move. This has been a corrective structure. May make one more up, but eventually this is the move that you're looking for. You want a pulsing move from this correction and this one to start coming down here, back to this level. And why do we want it to do that? It's clear you've got this. A move up. You've got a move up. You've got to move back, and this is correction. Should do that, and then you get this one to go up like that. Then you get a 3-wave pullback, and then continuation to the downside. That is AUDJPY, Audi New Zealand, Audi New Zealand. You've got 3 waves down. You've got 3 waves up. Now you're coming down with this one. You should be coming down here. Easy, simple, regular flat at this level that can continue higher after that. CADJPY. Now this is interesting. It was one of the CAD pairs that we looked at in the week. Let's have a look here. This had already started the move to the downside. Let's go 1 hour. I will try to release that video if it does not show much of what we do in the group. I'll just scan it first, and so you can see how we traded those fundamentals. So this one had made a 5-wave move here, and I said during the news you can have a spike up. I didn't expect it to be so small. I said you can have a spike up and then you can have downside. This was forecasted in the week, and although I did warn my traders that this, as far as our strategy is concerned, let's disable the notation. That somebody's busy scribbling there. Okay, so as far as our strategy is concerned, we do not have an entry set up for this, and the news was going to be too fast in any case for us to get that move. That's why we were only able to trade the ones that I have posted. Now you're getting a corrective structure, and you should continue lower. All right, so expect continuation to the downside. That is CADJPY. Let's run through the rest. AUDCAD. AUDCAD also was here during the news. We said it's going to make a move down and then push higher. All of these CAD pairs we looked at. Now this one, expect this to come break down here and continue higher. It's a correction here. New Zealand CAD, the same. New Zealand CAD was here, pushed up higher. Now it's making this structure. Are we going to get this one to come down here like this before continuation to the upside? So let's see how that one's going to play out. I'm going to do a bit of a detailed analysis of the New Zealand CAD because this one is an interesting pair. It is at a critical level on, let's go on the daily. On the daily. Now this, if we see any reversal, that's fine. This one is only going to come down here and we're going to go all the way. But if this is the start of that move and we're going to continue higher, we're going to get this correction here. But I would prefer that we get this to break the low, we get divergence here, and this is going to go with a strong move. This is like loading a gun. When it goes here and makes a new low here while the divergence is going up, that's like loading a gun and it goes with a fast move. So you can see the strong divergence that started here. That is your divergence. So let's go to the weekly. Let me show you the weekly also. And the reason why I'm saying this will go much higher, that's because on the weekly it has completed the 3 down, the 3 up, and the 3 down. Now we have retested the bottom here. If this comes back for 1, we're still there at the bottom. This will shoot back up here and give us a big move like that, and it's going to be a move that you can hold for a long time. Either that or this can start at current levels, but I'll prefer the second option, this one, and then up. Even break lower and then we push higher. That is New Zealand, the New Zealand CAD. All right, New Zealand CHF. Let's go back to the lower time frame, 4 hour. New Zealand CHF. This one is going up correctively. 1, 2, 3. It's making a pullback in 3 waves. 1, 2. You should be getting this one to come back down here. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking for. You're going to be getting this move here. That is New Zealand CHF. And lastly, let's look at oil. You can see that oil was not affected much by the CAD news. The CAD was weak based on the data that was released, but oil was strong. So you can see the fundamentals moving the two pairs are exactly not different. They're not the same. So you've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're looking for a 5. W, X, Y, X, Z. So oil expect a correction, 1 more up and then down. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You saw there's so many opportunities in the coming week. Trade responsibly. Last course of the year is in November. Send inquiries and I will send you the details. Have a great one. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.